Hi, my name is Michelle, and this is my horse Poppie, and she's now 8 years old. And when she was young, she was abandoned by her mother, and so she was hand-raised. And then she was abandoned primarily by her owners. She was born and raised in a paddock and never left for 2 years, and that's when I began working with her. So I've been working with her for 6 years, and it's been a challenge and a joy.
Best attribute.
My horse's best attribute is her mind, and my horse's worst attribute is her mind.
What do you hope to gain from this experience of sharing your horse with the world?
I'd like to gain some insight into the behaviors that I've never seen in any horse that I've ever worked with. I'm very perplexed by her anger towards riders and her mistrust towards humans. After 6 years of intense working with her, there still seems to be this intense fear that she has of trust, and I haven't been able to overcome that.
What things have you tried?
I have done 6 years worth of groundwork, and at the very beginning I couldn't even get close to her. She wanted to kick and bite and lunge at the fence, so it took me weeks to even get close to the fence.
Have you tried other trainers?
I've tried one trainer, and she, after about 9 months, didn't want to work with her anymore. She thought she was really complicated.
Was there any incidences from this trainer?
No, there actually wasn't. She got on her once or twice. She said, "This is a really complicated horse." She had me get on her, and my horse doesn't like to move. She's not a herd animal per se. She doesn't go with the herd. She likes to be by herself. When other horses are running, she could care less. And so when you make her move, she gets really angry.
Has she created any social webs between the other horses at the ranch?
She has, on a limited basis, because she's out with them at least once a day with at least 2 other horses. So she does form relationships, but they're very minimal. She does not interact with them. She does not play. She doesn't run with them. She shows no interest other than, of course, to eat.
What is she affected when other people join the circle with those horses?
She doesn't really pay attention. She gets a little defensive if other people are there, and if other people touch her, you'll see her tail flick a lot. I'm the only one that can touch her all over. If, for example, you were to walk up, if you were trying to touch her, you would get pinning of the ears. She grinds her teeth at humans, and I think it's all from that trust that she doesn't have. And I can do pretty much anything, except can't ride her, because if I ever do, I want to be safe, and I'm not convinced that she's safe on the ground, so I'm not going to be safe on her back.
So do you feel safe with her?
I absolutely feel safe with her. I'm not scared of her. She's actually very bonded to me. I am her herd, and that works for me, and it also works against me.
So there are things that you might not be willing to try because you're slightly worried about changing that relationship, or worried that you might break that bond?
No, I'm not. I'm just, my main concern is to be safe. And she's not safe on the ground, so I'm not going to be safe with her when I'm on her back.
Okay.
So in other words, if I ask her to move, sometimes she'll rear. Like, you're asking me to move, and I'm really upset.
Does she tend to go up more than she goes forward in those incidences?
Well, with me right now, she's actually going forward, more so than she's ever been. If I ask somebody else to ask her forward, she'll typically go up.
What about backing up, side passing?
Backing up. She'll back up forever.
Side passing.
Loves it, loves tricks, loves she sticks her tongue out. She sticks her front and back leg up at the same time. Any type of mind thinking, she loves. She could do those forever.
Is she sort of a puzzle thinker? Like she likes puzzles?
She likes, if she's standing still, she does.
Okay. But when you engage movement into this puzzle, it becomes...
It's very difficult. She just kind of shuts down, like, I'm really bored, I don't like to move, don't touch me, don't... This is boring.
So not aggravation, but she just doesn't want to do it. She gets bored.
Yeah.
When does she get aggravated?
Anytime you ask her to move is really the primary time I see it.
Okay. And with other people, the aggravation is just constant?
It is more extreme.
What kind of extreme?
Usually that's when she'll rear, she'll kick. Sometimes she'll kick, but she usually rears.
Does she have any other human that she's made a connection with?
Minimally.
In
Like,
what?
people can lead her, people can put her halter on.
What about catch her?
They can catch her. They can brush her. But if they ask her to move, she has a problem. And, of course, if anybody tries to get on her.
So who are you addressing with this video?
Anybody who sees these behaviors and says, you know, this is really interesting. I've seen this before, or this is coming from here, or it's coming from there. So I just would love knowledge and feedback from other people who may have seen this behavior, these behaviors.
So it's like a horse SOS.
Absolutely.
So you're not just looking for trainers, you're looking for people with maybe similar problems with their horses.
Yeah.
Who can identify with you and your issues.
Yeah. I've never seen a horse pin her ears back and try to attack a rider. Never seen that in a horse before.
A rider in another area or her rider?
Another rider in another area, because she hasn't had a lot of people ride her. So she gets very upset when she is in a small pasture and she sees a rider in the arena. She goes ballistic.
What does she do to the person on her back? Besides the rearing?
Well, okay, she's only had a saddle on her. If you get close to her, like if I was sitting on her in the saddle, if you put your legs close to her side, she'll put her ears back and try to turn and bite.
Okay. So what are we going to do today?
Today we're just going to show some of her behaviors and what she does when somebody asks her to move, when a rider goes by her, and when somebody tries to put a saddle on.
Okay, so let's get started.
Great.